Hi and welcome. My name is Miss Roz and I'm a PACE teaching artist with the Acadiana Center for the Arts. Today we're going to create artwork that inspires others to do good things for the earth called Let's Love Our Earth. This video is part of the ACA's online series Virtual Art Studio, where teaching artists present lessons in visual arts, dance, music, and more that you can enjoy from anywhere. The supplies for today's lesson are pretty simple. You just need a piece of white paper and then maybe a half sheet of paper, your scissors, something to glue with, a pencil, and your crayons. Or if you happen to have a black marker, that'd be great too. You can pause if you need to so you can go gather supplies before we start our artwork. Okay, everybody have their supplies ready? Put your white paper in front of you. I have mine vertical, like a tall building. Is yours vertical? Boys and girls, this is horizontal, but this is vertical. This is how I want your paper. Got it? Great. I want you to start drawing with your pencil. I'm going to draw with the black marker though so you can see it. The first thing we need to make is our earth. So it's a circle shape. So I have a little plate to help me draw a circle, but if you want to just draw it the best you can, or if you have something large you can use, that's great as well. So the earth is going to be near the bottom. So I'm putting my plate around here. You can see it's about as big as my hand. So if you don't have something to help you trace the circle, just place your hand kind of near the bottom. Do you see where I'm tracing with my finger? That's about how big I want our earth to be. Okay? Up here is going to be our smaller circle where our face is. So artists plan, so that's what we're doing. We're planning where we're going to put our earth and where we're going to put ourselves. Okay? So I put my circle right here. So I'm going to trace with the black marker, but you draw your circle with the pencil. Go slow. Make the most roundest shape you can so it can be a symbol of our beautiful earth. Got that? Great. I'm going to touch up some lines right here. Once you have it like you want, then you can go and trace it with your black crayon or with your black marker. If you need to make it larger, now is the time to do that. I'm going to go ahead and make my face. It's just a little fun shape. I'm going to kind of make it like a cartoon character. So I'm going to put my cup up here. That's a smaller size circle. So you don't need a tiny circle. You need about a medium sized circle, kind of like this. Draw it first with your pencil. And then once you have it like you want, then go over it with the black marker. I'm going to give you a minute to do that. Now this is going to be a fun thing. It's going to be the earth with the face. It's going to be us as the cartoon character, so we're just having fun. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give my earth some eyes. Are we ready to go on? Great. So I'm going to go right here. I don't want them to be tiny. I want them to be noticeable. So here's one eye, a small circle, and here's the other eye, small circle. If you feel comfortable, now is the time you can start drawing with your black crayon or your black marker. So it's dark and noticeable. Now when I make cartoon eyes, I do the eyeballs and I can do them all. You can get them looking any direction. Like you could do the eyeballs going on the right side a little circle or the left side on a little circle. Or even looking up, looking cross-sided if you want to be funny. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do this, so I'm going to make mine look this way. So I'm doing a little curve inside here, a little curve. So my eyes are looking to the right. And then there's a little highlight. There's a little shadow inside your eye that stays clear. So I'm going to put a tiny little circle, then I'm going to color around like this. Oh, I almost blocked mine out right there. Got that? If you want to be fun and have some eyelashes, we all have eyelashes, girls and boys. Sometimes they're more curly than others, curved line or straight line. If you want to put some eyelashes to be funny, maybe a little eyebrow. Little nose. And then my earth is going to be very happy because we're taking good care of it. So smiley face with the curve line. So we're using all the elements of art. Just talked about line. Our earth is a shape. And we will color today. Now, when you see a globe, some colors are the land and some color is the water. So we're going to do these crazy shapes. They don't have to be accurate. So like I might make a shape right here. This is an organic shape. This might be South America. And over here might be Australia. Maybe half of Australia is showing. And Antarctica might be at the top. Europe over here. Maybe Russia over on this side. So add some crazy shapes that are symbols of land at the top, on the sides, on the bottom, everywhere. Isn't that great? Good. So on most globes, blue is the water and green is the grass. So we're going to go ahead and color that. So take out your blue and we're going to color in the water. I'm going around my eyes so I can leave those white parts of the eyes. I'm trying to color in all the blue, leaving no white spaces where the oceans are. Did you know there are 5 oceans on Earth? There are 7 continents and 5 oceans. Is there anyone that can name them all? So I'm going down south. I'm going to the east of the globe. And now I'm traveling to the west side of the globe. Back up to the north. Check back and make sure you're getting it all colored in, nice and dark blue for our oceans. Did you know that there's more water than land on our globe? That's crazy. And our Earth is a ball, it's a sphere. So to make this look more rounded, I'm going to go back and along the edges, I'm going to darken that up. Just wherever there's the ocean and it's the edge, I'm going to darken it closer to the circle and then shade going into the circle. So now it gives the appearance that it's a little more rounded. How's yours coming? Good. Now green is for the land. So I'm going to start coloring my continents green. Same way. Color them with no white spaces in the middle. Did you know a nickname for our Earth is called Mother Earth? Because she takes care of all of us, just like a mother does. That's her nickname. Globes are round and maps are flat. Do you know that? Well, this is a flat map of a globe. So are we all coloring together? Wow. So we talked about line when we did our wavy lines and our curved lines. We've talked about shapes when we did our continents and our globe. And now we just talked about color. Color is representative of the water and of the land. Good. Now we're going to start working on our person. So I want it to kind of look like you as a cartoon. So you can be a little funny, but I want it to have your hairstyle, maybe your hair color, maybe some features of you that look like you. Maybe you have freckles or rosy cheeks or pretty white teeth. So I want it to try to look like you. So this is our face. So same thing, I'm going to make some cartoon eyes. They can be ovals or circles. Sometimes I do cartoon eyes like this, like a curve like a rainbow and a curve like a smile. Same thing, you can put your pupil in the middle. You can put your pupil looking a different way. Got your eyes? Draw them with your black. Color them with whatever eye color you have, if you want. I might put some brown on mine later. Same thing, do you want eyelashes or not? We have upper lashes and lower lashes. The lower lashes are real little, so I'm just going to put some dots. Give yourself a little nose. And then we're going to have a very big smiling earth because we are so happy. So I do a small curve, kind of like a banana. And then a bigger curve. Here's our tongue. We can have some teeth at the top. I don't know, some lips. Like that. Don't forget your eyebrows. So all the parts of a face. So you have eyes, a nose, a mouth. Great. Okay, so we're going to do our shoulders, and our shoulders are really close to the earth, so it's going to appear as if we're giving the earth a hug. So I'm going to turn my paper a little way, and I'm going to start at the face, and I'm going to curve till I get to the globe. Just a little curve, not a big curve. That's one of my shoulders. And here's the other one. And this is our clothes. This is going to be our shirt. We'll design that later. Okay, now for that hairstyle. As you saw in the opening, I have pretty curly hair, so I'm going to use a lot of wavy lines. I don't know what you have. I know you have ears, so go ahead and put your ears, so that'll help you know. And you mostly have hair that goes down to your ears, even if you're a boy. Now you have hair on top. Do you see I went above my circle to give some hair? Then I don't know if you have straight hair coming down or if you have curly like I do. You can do different styles. Let me show you another one. So maybe if these are your ears, maybe you have hair that comes down like this, like bangs. I'm just putting a lot of hair and go down all the way to my ears because that's what your hair does in real life. So if you have hair like that, maybe you have long hair, so maybe your hair goes down straight right here. These are your shoulders. And your hair goes all the way to your shoulders. Maybe you have pigtails or a ponytail. So maybe your hair is all going back, like pulled back. So a little bit's on your forehead and then it all goes back like this. And then your ponytail comes down on the side. Just give yourself a cute hairdo, however you like. A little bit looking like yourself. All right, so now we're going to color. We're going to color our thing. We're going to color our skin first. Nobody has really white skin. Some of us have darker tan skin. Look at the color of my skin. It's kind of like this, but not super dark. I kind of have brownish skin. So I'm going to color my face, my skin, this color, but I'm not going to press really hard. I'm going to kind of shade. Now, if your skin is darker, you might want to look in your color box and find something darker. Or if you have a peachy color, if you have really pink skin. So look in your color box and find the color crayon that's as closest to your skin color that you can find. All right, so I'm going to shade it. That means I'm not pressing very hard. I'm just giving my skin a little bit of color. Do you see I'm coloring very softly? Can you do that? And you stay in one place and you don't move on until you've gotten covered all the white. So I go back and forth and back and forth, back and forth. Really light. I'm not pressing it hardly at all to make my skin color. Go between the eyes, above the lips, above the eyebrows, the chin, even your ears. Your ears are your skin. Don't forget to color your ears. Good. My eyes are brown, so I'm going to put some brown crayon in my eyes. What color are your eyes? Do you have blue eyes? Green eyes? Look in your color box and try to find the best one. Now our lips are kind of, not everybody has red lips, but I'm like a pink color. There's my tongue. I might put some color on my lips right here. So this is the time to make your little person look more like you. If you have freckles, you can put some dots. Just have fun and be creative. You have some rosy cheeks. Put a little pink on your cheeks. Use whatever colors you have in your box. Now inside my mouth is dark, so I'm going to color it in black around my teeth. Got that? Great. Now our hair color. I have pretty dark hair, so I'm going to put some brown. Do you have black hair? Do you have blonde hair? Do you know what color you would use? I have brown hair, so that's what I'm using for my hair. Some people have blonde with a little bit of brown, so you could use two colors. What colors would you use for that kind of hair? Maybe like yellow with a little brown in there? I don't know. Let's see. Or maybe really dark hair. And then you could put a little black in it. Got it? Do you have pierced ears? Maybe you want to put your earrings. All right, so what's your shirt like? What's your shirt? What kind of clothes are you wearing? Are you wearing a school uniform, or what are you wearing? Do you want to wear a striped shirt? Do you want to wear a polka dot shirt? That was a striped shirt I'm showing here, or a polka dot shirt. I'm going to do stripes. I'm going to pick some of my favorite colors out of here. I might pick red, and purple. Maybe I'll do some stripes this way. We could make a pattern. Do you know what a pattern is? I could do a lot of purple stripes. Then in between, I can go in between and put some of these red stripes. It's a really cool shirt I'm wearing. Good. Awesome. Later, we're going to fill in all this white place. We're going to think of a good slogan for our sign that we can hang up about our earth, and we'll decorate that. And then we'll think of a good saying and what we can put in the edges. All right, let's do our arms so our earth can give us a hug. This is the time when you need a half a sheet, or if you just have one whole piece of paper, that's fine too. You won't use all of it, so that's why I said a half a sheet. So I'm just going to fold my paper in half. When you fold your paper in half, you match corner to corner like this, and you press down. So it looks kind of like a book, right? Doesn't really matter. So we're going to make two. We need two hands, right, to hug the earth. So we need two arms. So I'm going to use my marker. I want you to use your pencil and place your finger at the very edge where your knuckle is here. So that's about how long our arms need to be for our art project, just about this tall. So the first thing you're going to do is make two vertical parallel lines like this. That's our arm. Okay? Then we're going to add the hand. How many fingers do you have? 5. And here's your thumb. Here's your pointer. Don't make them too skinny because it's hard to cut out. I'm making like kind of a little bit of chubby fingers because they're like a cartoon. Do you see how I'm making them go around, around like a rainbow? It's always good to watch first. If you only have 4 fingers, that's fine too, because that's what cartoon characters do as well. Is everybody going to put their scissors on correctly? Your scissors stand up tall, the silver, the thumb goes in the little hole, the fingers go in the big hole. And we're going to cut this out. Keep your paper folded. It's a magic trick because we need 2 hands, but we only drew 1. So we're going to carefully go around all those fingers. So what you do is with your other hand that's not cutting, you're going to steer your paper around while you're cutting. If you get in a tricky spot, you can raise your hand, and I'm sure a grown-up or a teacher can come and help you. Right. So dun da da da. We have 2 hands. We have 2 hands. And we need to color both sides of them. So, and they need to look like they're our shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the hand again on this side. If you want to, you can, just so it matches the other side. All right, so my shirt, what colors did you have in your shirt? Pick out those same colors. I did purple and red, so here's my shirt. I did some purple lines, some red lines. So make them look like your shirt. I did a pattern, red, purple, red, purple. Oh, my paper keeps moving. Now flip it over. You need to do the other side, because it's going to have like kind of a 3D effect. Great, look at my little arms. So cute, huh? So, in our project, we need to get our other main paper back, and we're going to place our arms like they're giving, like your arms are out, reaching out, and they're going to give the earth a hug. So I don't want them to be flat, so to make paper stand up, we're going to fold a little foot, like a little small portion like this, so it has a little edge. Can you do that? And can you do this? Fold on the other side. So they each have a little foot. Now it's time for your glue stick. You're going to put some glue just on the bottom of that foot, like this. And then you're going to stick it where your thumb, the hand goes where the thumb is up. So you put it near the shoulder, kind of where you had it, where it meets the face, and I press. So now she can be giving, and you can even fold her arm right here, or his arm like that. So they're giving the earth a hug. So place it right where the hair and the shoulder, my hair and shoulder meet. And then I'm going to fold this arm like this so it's touching this. So now it kind of looks like it's giving the earth a hug. Great. Now we need to think of a really fun slogan that we're going to write here. I'm going to show you several different choices, and if there's one you like, you can write it down. So we're going to look at some other ones that people have used on their slogans to help others love the earth. Let me show you this one that I made, and then you can add to it. You can add hearts. You could do a night sky with the moon and the stars. Can you read what I wrote here? Let me fold their arms. Take care of our earth. And there's our little sign. Hearts over here and stars and moon over here. But we can look at some other ones to see some other slogans that you might like. Here are some slogans you can add to your artwork. How about save the earth? You could put save our planet. Happy Earth Day. We love our earth. How about this one? Our planet, our future. This one's a good one. How about don't trash our future? Write it nice and big so everyone can read it. Then add some decorations around it. Hearts, stars, whatever you like. Thanks for joining us today. Today's lesson was inspired by the art teacher Cassie Stevens. Join us again here next week for another virtual online art lesson.